I saw multiple things already today, and it's a healthy thing to be reminded of. Just that we all sort of live these contradictions and everything, and we have some, just hypocrisy, different things, and just having this brain that's capable of reflecting on things and doing things. I think it's good to practice, morality and honesty and admitting when there are things that don't add up in your life and everything. It's like, you know, I don't eat animal products, but many of most vegetables that you get from a lot of grocery stores and everything are going to be grown with byproducts that are going to still support those industries in some way with like manure or bone meal or blood meal and stuff. A lot of stuff is grown like that. So, but it's just really what I think it is just asking for people to do the good that is possible within living, a life that you thrive in and everything. Like, just do what you can because I'm not asking for people. I'm not doing it. I don't want people to just it's not possible in many climates, many, terrains, whatever, to just grow live off the land and grow all your own stuff. Like it's not always going to be a bountiful harvest and you're not always going to have, I don't want people to risk their lives to do everything correctly and everything. Sort of similarly with, speaking out against, greedy fucking, or even if there aren't, I mean, there have been CEOs that are like, oh, I'm going to donate my fortune to these organizations and stuff, or set up this organization, whatever. But there are some, you can speak out against these systems that it's like, oh, why did, these extremely wealthy people hoard so much when so many people struggle? But still, we shop at Amazon and Walmart and different places because we want nice things and we want to get a good deal and we need to have money for ourselves. So it's like this weird cycle. Like we all need something. And a lot of the stuff that I collect, it's not a need. Yeah, it brings me great joy and it's a very much a first world thing to where it's like, oh, this lessens the severity of different symptoms of different things, or it's just a good thing to escape into nostalgic things that are a part of capitalism or all sorts of different things that are these big companies that are, it's interesting and I admit I'm a part of it and I do think a lot of people will say that too. It's like you can still it's different when it's, popular culture stuff to where it's video games and movies and different things. But, when it comes to food and all that sort of stuff, it makes sense. You can speak out against injustice or, just unethical practices and everything and still sort of be a part of it because it's like you can only do so much. And I'm not asking for people to give up everything and risk their lives for things. I would ask, if even if you have like minor health issues, if you have some constipation or whatever, like you can deal with that to save the lives of a whole bunch of, I would rather feel like shit than be the reason why all these endless species meet an early death or different things, We should try to ease out of different things and support ethics in different ways. Everybody has their own idea of different things, and my opinion is not what's the best and everything. It's just what it is for me. And I think that there are certain things you can realize when a lot of people will have that sort of thing where it's, I was reminded of it again with that post, sort of seeing why do you think that cows are worth so much less than dogs are and everything? It's like they're not. They're both. I love them both, and I love all sorts of creepy crawlies and all sorts of awesome animals. It's like I don't want things. No, like There's also a big difference between supporting putting money in the pockets of billionaires or you know supporting enslaving torturing and, killing animals when they're young and stuff. Like, it's kind of different. I mean, they're in the same area, and there is money in these things, and there is greed in these practices and everything. But yeah, I would rather do the first thing than the second. There's a different, like, I would, there's different levels to morality, to ethics. But yeah, we don't live in a perfect world. We have these contradictions. We have things that don't add up. And we all need to admit that, you know, we're a part of this. And certain things, again, just within reality, within what is doable. Yeah. While surviving and living a quality life. Because you can't ask everyone to just give up everything and, oh, you don't have to have a job because you'll just grow all your own food and you'll have the simple life and everything. It's like, it's again a first world thing. There are people that are struggling to survive, even though, animal agriculture, a lot of this food, a lot of this land would be freed up and we could feed the hungry humans in different things if we didn't breed animals this way just to be killed. It's very wasteful. It just doesn't make sense. And again, here we go again, but it's so sensible. Plant-based makes sense in every way, just about. You might have more of a risk of having tooth decay, but, that's one thing. We can save ourselves money. We can, have these things that are just smarter. And literally, again, it's been proven that um, we're going to go above that um, temperature increase. We're going to go too far and we're going to have a serious issue. We're going to have multiple types of issues. And even if we stopped all greenhouse gas emissions tomorrow, within like however many years, we're still going to do it with just animal agriculture, with just these things. So, and then it's estimated like however thousands of millions to, a billion to however many. A lot of people are going to die just because of fucking climate change within like a few decades. Like, we're seeing a dark time. And it's really crucial. It's like if you ever want to have children, grandchildren, different things. Again, I'm not passing on my genes. I have too many. I'm not risking that. As much as I want to, like, part of me has that biological imperative, whatever, and just like that need to connect with humans and need to nurture and everything. I've just got to be strong and not do that. Again, I might date someone with a kid, I might adopt later on. I don't think that's a good idea either because it's like with my mental struggles, different things, I don't want to stress other people out. I could be good in a lot of ways. We could have a lot of fun and I could be like, here's some awesome stuff I grew up with again, and being in that part of, you know, popular culture and stuff. But there's some nice things, whether it's this Halloween time or different things that I'm not that sort of. I may be a preachy vegan, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, like Halloween and Christmas is just a capitalist menace. That's not the right word. That's just where I was going. I just fuck it. I don't know. There's some cool stuff, and I do like buying stuff, and I do like, you know, it helps a lot. That dopamine release of getting something in the mail, listening to a new CD, like, it can really help. And I'd like that for a lot of people. It's just, maybe less less pollution, less corporate greed in those ways. Have like maybe some, managers of bands, some record labels that are more ethical doing things. But I mean, shit, that's plastic, but like, dude, I will always, again, I'm a part of that contradiction. I recognize that fishing gear is the number one thing that sits in oceans that fucking ruins oceans, and a lot of awesome different types of creatures are pulled up in nets and everything. But I love CDs. It's like my number one thing to collect. So it's like I have that hypocrisy. I do. But yeah, I'm just again, I'm not asking for well, I'm not asking anything. I'm just throwing out not throwing out. I'm let me just present some information that I am passionate about, that I have learned over years and everything, and just see if it sparks any sort of interest in doesn't have to be like some massive movement or anything. I've never gone out and protested anything. I've never, I very much sit in my comfort and everything and I'll admit that. Different things. It's just, I basically just, I might wear a t shirt that says something, or I might post on social media. And here I am supporting Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, everybody and everything. I think we all sort of are a part of this. And if you're not, then that's awesome. Like, good stuff. But, yeah. So, like, I'll be preachy about different things, but I have to, like, admit I'm not perfect. There's a lot of things. Again, uh, I'm not growing my own vegetables. I'm not risking my life, you know. And I spoke about that, saying, it's much worse to support the needless death of all these animals of all sorts of species. But, like, I don't practice all that I preach because I'm eating plants that are grown that are a byproduct of it. But it's like, yeah, what is just the most we can do within reason, within reality, and living a quality life and everything. It'd be nice. I mean, that's the thing, though. Again, we'd free up so much land. We could risk, bugs messing with, you know, or like all sorts of things, whatever, getting some crops. It's like, oh yeah, have some food, dude. We can risk it because we have so much more land and we can have some. I mean, if we can feed however many billion uh, animals and everything that we're just going to slaughter for food to get less calories and just waste, pollute everything. Like, yeah, we can do the same thing, but at a much smaller scale with other things and have a lot more land. And it sounds weird, but you know, things make sense. But holy shit, that's a long video. God damn it. Fuck. Hickatus Pickatus. Is it Hickatus Pickatus? Hickatus Pickatus Floppatus Dick. Floppatus Dick. That just emerged on its own. Hickatus Pick. I can't even talk. Love, I hope you have great times often. I don't want to, enforce things for people and everything. It's like, yeah, I do. I want ethical ways of living, but we live in an imperfect world and all that jazz. Sklipdringo!